What is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to um talk about the unfortunate incident that happened over the weekend that everybody's talking about. We are talking about Rampage Jackson's son, Rashul Jackson. I think that's what they said his name was. He uh he decided to, I guess, attack one of the wrestlers, um, Psycho Sky. They said his name was. Um, so, um, horrible incident. This incident was so bad that apparently this promotion was affiliate to WWE, like as one of like the academies or whatever for young aspiring wrestlers to go to. They are no longer on that list, by the way, as of today or yesterday. Um, but so this is just crazy. Okay, so the incident happened like hours earlier, allegedly. Well, actually, it's not like we see we've seen all the footage of it, but Psycho Sky, I guess, put like he hit him with a gimmicked can, a pop can or something, a soda can. Um, and because it was on camera, that's why it was like we're working. Well, he didn't like that, but Sky, like, I guess, apologized like 3 times on camera to afterwards, after the incident, so everyone thought they were cool. But then they said, well, you can have like a run in and get like a receipt in. A receipt is a wrestling term where if you, like, the wrestler that you're working with did something like incorrect and stiffed you and then actually hit you for real, you're allowed to hit him back, basically. That's a receipt in wrestling, okay? So that's what they were kind of basically telling him. But Rampage Jackson's son basically took it too far. And he picked him up after Sky did a spear to his opponent. And he, like, had him in, like, a big, like, modified spine buster. I don't know if this knocked him out, but they put him in that. He whipped him right to the ground, completely, on the ground, and then Jackson's son just basically punches the fuck out of him for like 22 punches before before one of the guy with the pink wig came in, or the pink hair or whatever came in and like broke it up. He was one of the biggest reasons why they were able to put a stop to it, because he was just like, this dude was nuts. Apparently, the guy just recently got a concussion. That doesn't excuse anything, and I don't think a concussion would have led to this. A single concussion would have led to this. Um, but one thing that this thing isn't talking about is Sky's opponent actually pinned him. I don't know if this was supposed to be a no disqualification match, but I mean, at that fucking point, just cancel the match, ended in a no contest. I don't understand why that needed to be shown or had to have been done. That was just completely stupid. But yeah, this the son, man, of Rampage Jackson is just like, this guy is an amateur MMA fighter and obviously not a pro wrestler, so this was really a bad idea by the promotion. Um, this was just a really bad idea from the beginning. Um, but what I want to know is why this guy is still not in damn jail. Like, is it just because he's Rampage Jackson's son at this point? Because, I mean, we have the footage. I mean, what do they got to friggin'... Does the detectives got to confirm that this wasn't a work? Like, um, well, see, here's the thing, though. I'm just gonna say this right now, and because they allowed him to be in there, that could be used against him. Like, I don't think anybody's really talking about that, though. Like, in a court of law, though, that could be used because there is footage where, like, a guy, one of the people within the company, basically told Jackson that, you know, you know, get your receipt in, get your receipt in. You know, um, so obviously I don't think they expected to be 22 punches, but I think that's the reason why I don't have him in jail right now. Do you want my honest opinion on it? That's why I think he's not in jail right now. I think the detectives, it's going to be very hard to prosecute him. I'm not a lawyer, so I could be wrong on this. Um, I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be a lawyer, but I'm just saying that, like, like the whole the whole nuance to this whole thing. You know, some people will say, well, he did the soda can thing, but he apologized three times to him. We see footage of them making up. So that can't be really used. And this was like hours later after that incident had happened. So that can't really be used here. And I just think, looking at this, I think, again, but by the way, this dude is never going to have an MMA career, by the way. Like whatever, I don't know what his father taught him, but his MMA career is dead, no matter how good he is. I don't know how good he is as an MMA fighter, like in terms of comparing to the other MMA fighters, but his career's done. Like he might as well just box Manson at this point. For anybody who doesn't remember who that clown was, he might as well just fight that amateur boxer or amateur fighter, because I don't think he's doing any fights anymore. Um, so yeah, I mean, pretty much right now, legally. See, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say the wrong things because I do think he should be thrown in jail for what he did. But I have a feeling. I just have a feeling because they said they're investigating this supposedly. Um, I just have a bad feeling about this. That, like, the police or the investigators might not prosecute him, or at least at the very least, they're not going to prosecute him for what we think they should prosecute him for, because this was at a wrestling event, and obviously most of the stuff that in wrestling is scripted. Um, right? And I think the investigators are going to look at that, and they're going to look at the footage and be like, well, you know, the person there that's booking, I think it was the guy who was booking the card, basically told him that he could get in the ring and give him what he wanted, or not necessarily what he wanted, but give him the receipt, and this goes to court. That's gonna all have to be explained. That's gonna all have to be explained in a court of law. I just don't know, man. I mean, they're gonna sue. They're gonna sue the shit out of him. He's gonna be bankrupt, which he kind of deserves for what he did. But civil court, they're gonna sue the shit out of this motherfucker. Like, this guy's not gonna have a penny to his name. This guy, I don't know how old he is. I mean, I'm assuming he's an adult, right? He's an adult, young adult, but still an adult. So Rampage Jackson has said he doesn't condone what his son did, though he did put out a statement saying that he was recovering from a concussion, which, again, that doesn't excuse shit here. But yeah, the only guy in that footage that I really think helped was the guy with the pink hair, because the referee didn't really do anything. You're not expecting the referee to do that much because the referees aren't really trained to fight necessarily. They can defend themselves, but in a situation like this, I mean, it was said that he was going to come out. So I don't know when they really established when it was a work or not. Obviously, once he got the 22 punches, he should have been stepping in there. But again, they're trying to break up a guy who's a trained fighter. And maybe he's not a great fighter compared to other MMA fighters, but compared to pro wrestlers that might not necessarily be trained for MMA, you know, because only maybe like 10% of professional wrestlers do have MMA training. You see your Brock Lesnar's, there aren't that many Brock Lesnar's on the roster. So that's not going to benefit anybody. Not that they don't have tough guys that can defend her. So I tell you right now, if New Jack was here and New Jack was there that night, that dude would be dead. That dude would be dead. You want to know why? Because New Jack probably wouldn't be able to beat this guy in a fight, but New Jack would be fucking stabbing the motherfucker. Like, New Jack would have gotten that ring and he would have been stabbing this dude straight up. Guaranteed. New Jack almost killed a couple people in the ring. This dude got lucky that he didn't come across one of those crazy ass wrestlers like New Jack. Like, because I was saying, like, man, fucking New Jack would have fucked this guy. This is where we would have needed a New Jack. Because New Jack, man, he hated wrestlers that were untrained. He hated it. That's how he got the mass transit incident. The guy lied about his age, saying he was 17 when they fucking said he was like, what, 18 or something, or 21? I don't fucking remember, but he was actually 17. He was still a minor and fucking lied about his age. fucking lied about who he was trained by. And that's what led to the mass transit incident with New Jack, right? Like, New Jack would have fucked this guy. All right, he wouldn't give a fuck if he was an MMA fighter. He would have fucking brought his knife out. Like, they needed a guy like a New Jack or like, a guy like Haku, world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. Oh my God. Ken Shamrock, if he had been there. Dude, I think Ken Shamrock, bro. Like, even, I know Ken Shamrock is, like, not as good as he used to be compared to when he was in his prime, but, man, Ken Shamrock, man, he would have gotten some shots in on this guy. Yeah. Like, they needed, like, a legit fighter there. Like, if they had a legitimate fighter at that, like, event, man, oh my God, it would have been probably much different. But I seen the footage, but, like, the only guy that I really commend in that whole thing was I don't know what his name is, but the guy with the pink hair. I don't know what his wrestling name is. But the guy in the pink hair, like, literally was the only guy who looked like, he could have done something to this guy. He did headbutt him when he was restrained by the other wrestlers in the turnbuckle area. But I mean, this guy literally That was the only guy, and that guy may have saved Sky, because it looked like this guy was trying to get back to him and punch him more, despite him being knocked out and already getting 22 shots in on him. So that guy may have saved this dude. Now we see that he's in the hospital. One of his family members said that he was conscious, so that's good. I hope a speedy recovery for Psycho Sky. Wish him well. The guy is a military hero. He was in the military. Or veteran. I'm sorry, veteran, military veteran. So he served our country. And got into wrestling. And this happens. It's really, really sad. But again, I'm like I said, the fact that Rampage Jackson said he did not condone anything, but the whole concussion thing, that doesn't matter. But I'm really worried if the police are going to do anything. In terms of giving him a serious charge. Everyone's saying they should get an attempted murder charge, which I can't say I don't agree with that charge, because that looked like what he was trying to go for here. But I'm just so worried, man. I am just so worried that this dude might get prosecuted with a lesser charge because of the promoter basically saying that he could get a receipt in. I don't know if that was the promoter or if that was someone else, but somebody told him that he could get in there and get a receipt. And get the shots on him, get him back, encouraging him to do this. Now, again, we know what a receipt means, but this Jackson kid probably didn't know that because he's not been trained to know that. Now, his father actually, while his father is most famously known as an MMA fighter, he actually did have a brief stint in professional wrestling. He wrestled for TNA for a little bit. So the dude does know, the dude's father does know how wrestling works. He knows how professional wrestling works. He knows the psychology of it. Even if he isn't that great of a pro wrestler, the guy knows the psychology of it. So this is something that he could have told his son. Maybe the son didn't learn from him, decided not to get taught by it, but his father knows pro wrestling. And I think the father, Rampage Jackson, really should have explained him this better. I think these guys should have explained it better to him because they didn't really explain it that well to him either. Just a terrible, unfortunate situation. I wish Sky the best, and hopefully he can come back after a recovery and do what he does, do what he loves. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that justice prevails and this dude gets what he deserves and gets arrested for Jackson's son getting arrested. Get what he deserves and get this dude in jail. Get this dude in jail for attempted murder or whatever. Because this guy needs to go away for a while for what he did. That's all I gotta say. Comment, rate for this video, my videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for this content. Thank you. I'm out. That's Saltzman Goku out of here. Peace.